Hey YouTube, this is Jane Storm coming at you from Team Shadow Strike, and this video is to talk about a couple of, this is going to be the start of a couple deck discussion, like deck instructional videos, but first I want to remind you guys that these are going to be uploaded on October 29th, or October 30th, past midnight. You still have a few days left to enter my October monthly giveaway. Just checking. There's only 15 entrants in this one, so if you, there's still, I'm going to be giving away 2 Glendios mats, so if you want to enter it, all you have to do is go check out the video and, leave a comment, and you could possibly win one of these. I keep them still wrapped in the plastic, so it stays safe, and it's brand new when you get it. So, if you still want to be a part of that, you still have time. So now, we're going to talk a little bit about, in this one, we're going to be talking a little bit about Silver Thorns. Now, Silver Thorns are one of the harder decks to play right there, out there. Because, well, maybe not hard. There's so many options out there that people really don't know. They may not know like their best options at times. I'm going to show you just a couple of things that you're going to be seeing with Silverthorn decks that are going to be thrown at you, so hopefully when you play against Silverthorns, you'll be, you might know, recognize a couple of these things. Okay, so first off, Silverthorns, keep in mind, you do not need this card in order to do well with Silverthorns. It is a plus, you know, for the people that held on to it, you know, good. If not, I would invest in a couple, 2 at the least. I like 3 just for the consistency, but you can do just fine with 2. And then, you know, these are the other 2 boss monsters that you're going to be seed played in Silverthorns. I think Empress is better than Reverse in a little bit, but I also think Reverse still has its place because Reverse can get you just 1 unit out instead of having to call multiple units out when you really don't need it. So I do think they both still have their validity. Okay, so first off, I want to talk about 3 cards. So, first one that I want to talk about is Silverthorn Beast Tamer Emil. This was the starter that we got in set 15. Now, this starter is the best starter that Pale Moon has ever had. Not just Silverthorn's, Pale Moon as a whole. Her ability is you can move her into the soul, and then you take a grade 1, 2, and 3 unit from the 5. Let me rephrase that. You put her in the soul, you look at the top 5, and you take a grade 1, 2, and 3 out of those 5, if possible, and move and put those units into the soul with this. So it helps you fill your soul quick. It can put Lukia in the soul if you have multiples. That's why I like to play 3, so I have a very high probability of hitting her first turn if I use this, which you should. Now, the reason I say the reason you should is because if you're playing against a Kagero deck, a Narukami deck, they're going to snipe this as soon as they can. Even if they have to waste a little bit of resources to do it and actually minus themselves a little bit, because this card is so crucial to Pale Moon's plays. This helps you thin your deck because there are so many ways to pull this out of the soul and just re-abuse it. Now, talking about pulling things out of the soul, let's talk about the new grade 1 that Silverthorns acquired in set 15, which was Silverthorn Assistant Zelma. Now, this card is similar to an old card that Pale Moon had called Purple Trapezist. And I wasn't so sure that they'd ever get another card like that. But then when we saw Zelma, Pale Moon's became instantly better. Because this card gives you so many options. Whenever she's placed on the rear guard, you take 1 rear guard on your field and soul swap. And you just can't pick herself, obviously, or else she could just continually loop. She is so good. There are some people, there's mixed ways about this card. Some people don't like riding this card first turn, and some people like riding it first turn. Wait, did I say that twice? There are some people who like riding it first turn, and some people who don't. Me, there's the 3 main grade 1s that you're going to see in this deck. This is minus your perfect guard, obviously. You're going to see is Zelma, Anna, and Irina. These are the two that I like riding first turn. Anna, obviously not, because she's worthless as a Vanguard, but as long as I ride one of these two first turn, I really don't care, because I'm going to be using her ability to get me another plus anyway, so, or pluses, I guess, but, you know, these are generally the main three girls that you're going to be seeing rode on Grade 1, and these are the ones that you want to ride more times than not. So, I like Zelma a lot. I think the deck definitely increased a lot just because of her. Now, in the third card I want to talk about real quick is the most important, and that is Silverthorn Upright Lion. This card, the fact that this card is common is almost a crime. This card should have been at least a double rare, in my opinion, or a double R if you prefer. This card is... it's the best card in the deck by far, because his ability is so freaking OP. You know, pretty simply, if you don't know, I'm trying to find the right words to say about this, but if you know Silverthorns, then you know this card is stupid. Anytime a rear guard is called out of the soul, he gets +3 and the effect stacks. These two cards go so well together. All three of these units, right here, they pull units out of the soul. So if he's on the field, he's just going to gain more pluses because of whatever grade 3 that you ride. Obviously, you want to ride this and then just soul charge this, but there has been times where I've had to ride this, but that's just something you need to take into account. Now, of course, with your grade 2s, you're still going to have your 12k attacker. And you're still going to have a lot of mixed, a lot of mixed ideas here. I play 3 copies of Marionette. This is the 10k vanilla. Some people like to use the grade 2 version of, I don't know why I put her up. Some people prefer to use the grade 2 version of this, which her name is Marichika. That's definitely an option. I just prefer this because this is my ideal grade 2 ride. But the nice thing also about this is you don't really mind riding any of these as your grade 2. Because that means they go to the soul when you ride to grade 3, and with Pale Moon, the soul may as well be your hand. So the reason I just say I prefer to ride this is because it has a 10k body. You can block up to 20k with just a 10k shield. So there's just a lot of key things that you can do. But just because you ride Upright Lion or your Barking Dragon, or your Rising Dragon, it really doesn't mean that you're that far behind or even at a disadvantage for that matter. But my point is, these 3 cards right here, this makes this deck tier 1. The Empress is good. I'm not denying that. Empress is a good card. Hang on, guys. There's a candy dish on my coffee table here where I'm recording this. Halloween candy corn! And it is rattling, and it is driving me up the wall. Okay. I am not saying this is not a good card. I mean, let me rephrase that. This is a good card, but these 3 right here made Silverthorns tier 1. Say Empress. Pretend for a second Empress is not a thing. Even if we only had this, with these 3 cards, the Luquier reverse deck would be tier 1 in my opinion. Just because it gives the deck another option, and it gives it more swappability, and it gives it more control. But the fact that Empress is a card, that means we can abuse it and just use it to create other things. So, I'm going to show you a couple of situations that I guess would be beneficial. You know, I mean, this is all just my opinion, so you can just take it for what it's worth or whatever you think it's worth. So, real quickly, for those of you who I'm going to describe, well, I'll get to there in a second. Let's pretend let's get a starting hand here. Shuffling the deck here. Let's just play pretend here for a second. So let's get a starting hand. We'll even mulligan just so it's so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what we get. We got, alright, this not a bad first. Let's say let's keep Zelma and let's keep one of the uprights and we'll put the other 3 back. And then we'll reshuffle. Give it a good shuffle. Someone sent me an email asking me what kind of sleeves I use. These are Dragon Shield. I recently put them on one of my Kagro decks, and actually this was the first deck I ever tried Dragon Shields on, and I really like them. They're durable, they hold up, they don't stick. They do cost $10 for 100 of them, but it works out because it gives you 100 sleeves, so you can sleeve 2 decks with it. Okay, so we get 3 cards. Let's see what we get. We got a stand trigger, Anna, and upright lion. You know what? That's not bad, I guess. You know, it could be worse, right? So let's say this was our hand. Alright, this is our starter. Draw to start our turn. Obviously, we're going to ride Zelma, right? We don't want to ride Anna. Anna won't do us any good, so we're going to slide her out. Then what you're going to do is you're going to use her skill. This is generally going to be done on the Pale Moon player's first turn ride, no matter what matchup it is, even if it's a mirror match or a matchup where they really can't get at anything. Okay. This was a pretty weird top 5. That is 2 Lukiers, a perfect guard, a stand trigger, and an empress. I'm just going to put the Lukier in the soul. So, that's pretty much all I'm going to do there. I guess in the end, we did get what we wanted, and that was putting Lukier in the soul, right? So then we reshuffle. So then, let's say this would be the end of our turn. Let's say for our opponent would attack us with their grade 1, so we damage check. Let's say for just for S&Gs, they get a critical trigger, alright? Then to start our turn, we draw. We're going to ride. Now, this is kind of the bad thing here, so we're going to cheat here a little bit. We're going to take this stand trigger here. We're going to put it back in the deck, just for argument reasons. And we're going to add Empress to our hand, because I don't want to sit here and just... Let's just say, for argument's sake, we had Empress instead of that stand trigger. Alright. Okay. Anna, your opponent's going to have to keep in mind that there's going to be units in the soul the whole time that they're going to have to mess with. Let's say we went something like this. Check. No trigger. Anna's ability, it's going to let you take a damage, counterblast it, and then it allows you to pull another unit out of the soul. Now, you technically could call this, or call this, but the problem, and if you called Zelma, you could put the upright lion back in the soul and then call him back out into standing position and get another attack off, but that's really not going to do you much because Anna's ability makes the card go back in the soul in the end phase, so it really wouldn't do you much good. So let's just say we don't counterblast that. Then let's say our opponent damaged us for 1, 2 more, just for... Okay. Then when you get to your grade 3, what's nice about this deck is you can go to a cross ride on your 3rd turn sometimes without even having to ride an extra turn. So Irina. Now, here is where Empress comes in handy. Let's say this is in the soul. Just let's see. Let me put some more cards here in the soul. All right, let's put these in the soul. Because generally when you get to Empress, you're going to have a pretty fair amount of cards stacked. Okay, so this is where now I can put this up. Let's say this is all we had. We're obviously still going to have a hand, but what's really cool now is Empress, by taking 2 damage and flipping them, counterblasting, we're going to soul charge 2. That would suck. Okay, so we just soul charge 2 heal triggers. And now you get to call units out of your soul that the grades are equal to 6 or less. A good final turn push that I like to do is to have, let's see. Seriously? Hang on. A good final turn thing that I like to do is, say I have an upright line in my hand, I like to call it here, and then when I use her skill, I like to have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 cards, and then we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me move this into perspective here. Okay, so let's say that's what we did. So on, obviously, you're gone. Okay, so first off, now, we just called 1, 2, 3, 4 units out of the soul. That means this upright lion gets plus 12,000 power, because we called out 4 units, 3 times 4 is 12. So this is going to be 12,000. So 21. He got called out, and then 3 other units got called out, so he gets plus 9. So he's 18. So this one's 18, this is 21. Now we're going to activate our 3 rear guards that we pulled. First, Anna. Since we get player first turn, we decide priority. We look at the top 2 and put 1 into the soul. Zelma's ability. In the soul, pulled out. These 2 kick off again. 21, 24. Irina again. Neither one. Zelma. This is where what I would do is I would put her in. Call this out. 24, 27. Put her in the soul. Look at the top 5. Put 2 more units in there. Okay, of course I'm not saying this is the way you have to do it. I'm just showing you how I like to do it. And then say I had another, if you're really fortunate, where am I seriously out? If you're really fortunate, say you have another Zelma in your hand, you can then go Zelma, activate her ability, put this in the soul, and I think you can target her. Let's see. Yeah. So then let's say put one of those used Zelmas back in, call Irina, use Irina. So then he's 27. He is 30,000. So these 2 have just become now so OP at this point, because we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he was at 18 when he got called out, and then he gained, so these, okay, I need to write this. This is why I wish Busher would allow you to use dice so you can keep track of this. So, just for argument's sake here, guys, 1 second. Okay. This one was called, so he had 4, and this one had 3. Then when all this started, we called out this. I should have done this from the start. I apologize. And then we activated her skill, and then we used her skill, put her in, called her back out, did her again, and so... Okay, so used her skill, then used her skill, pulled her in, pulled her out, so this goes to 5, this goes to 4, and then we used her skill to put her in, called her out, and then we used her skill, and then say we had just another Zelma in our hands if we're really lucky. Called this out. Used her skill. So then we go. Okay. So then what we have done. So 6 times 3 is 18. So 18 and 9. This line here is at 27. 7 times 3 is 21. This one is at 30,000. So this is 37. This is 27,000. So then, just after all this, let's just give this a shuffle. Just for argument's sake, let's see on camera here what would the twin drive be. Because see, my build as I play in this, I play. Just so you guys can see, I'm shuffling it. I play 7 crit, 5 stand, 4 heal. Okay. What I would do is I would attack with the 27,000 boosted by 7, so that is 34,000. You know, that's pretty awesome. And then we're going to swing at our opponent for 20. And let's see what our twin drive would be. Critical trigger, so split it if your opponent let it through. Second heal trigger, that'd be even more awesome. So, my point here being, guys, you can use, all you really need to create a huge push is this. And these units can be present in your soul or hand or any combination of. Having these 4 cards, you can create a huge push, and then the more soul swaps that you can just perform, the lions are just going to get bigger and bigger. That is why, that's why I say because of these 3 cards. Silver Thorns are tier 1, guys. Because of these simple 3 cards. These 3 cards right here. One of them is a rare. That's it. Because of 3 cheap cards, this deck has become so OP. So I hope this was helpful in some way or another. I just wanted to show you some of the main things that you're going to be seeing. If you want to just put Marichica in the deck, you can give yourself just another way to just recycle stuff. The reason I don't like Marichica is you want to be able to conserve your damage for this. And one thing I do I think that's all of them. Nope, missing one. 1 second. One thing that I do is, like I told you guys, I played 5 stand triggers. But out of the 5 stands that I play 3 of this stand trigger. This card is called Sky High Walker. His ability is when he's on the rear guard, you can move him into the soul and unflip 1 damage. That helps you to possibly use Empress another time. But the one thing you got to keep in mind, guys, is when you do use her limit break, you must counterblast Silver Thorns. Now, Lucia, you don't. and the original Lugia you don't. But with her, you must E-Special Counterblast 2 Silver Thorns and Soul Charge 2 to get that effect. So that is something you want to be aware of. I wouldn't recommend playing any more than 3 of this card. You can play 3. You can play 4 if you really want, but I just don't. By playing 3, I make it to where I'm rarely going to see it in the damage zone, and it's going to be more than likely to be drove check and come to my hand. And if it is put in the damage zone, you want to heal it as soon as you can. Like if you hit a heal trigger, this is the card you want to take out. So anyway, guys, I hope this was helpful in some way or another. I hope you got something out of it. Please, in the comment section below, let me know if you did. Tell me if it was good. Did you? Is there another way you want me to do these deck instructional videos? I'm trying to do them to just where I can show you what I do know about the deck, the things that you're going to see happen more times than not. I'm not saying that this is the only play out there. I just want to make you aware of the #1 thing that this deck does, which is just pretty much use the soul as an extension of the hand, and they're going to be using these 3 cards to literally just create big line columns, thin the deck out further, accept their triggers, and soul swap. So, hope you got something out of this, guys. So in the comment section below, please let me know. Did you like it? Is there something else you want me to do? What? So I hope you keep watching these deck instructional videos, and if there is something you want me to do, guys, again, just let me know, and I will try my best to make them better for you guys. So if you already haven't, please subscribe to my channel. Make sure you like, thumbs up this video, share it with your friends, and I see you next time.